Latha, let me come back to you now. The view seems to be that given all the growth indicators, the Monetary Policy Committee will have to bat for growth over inflation. So 25 basis point is what the street is going with. Do you expect any positive surprise?
25 basis, I think, is consensus. I won't even call it majority. But when it comes to the stance, it is not still a full consensus that expect accommodative stance. You know, the importance of the accommodative stance would mean that there are a few more rate cuts, or at least one or two more rate cuts. And there may be some in the Monetary Policy Committee who may not want to sound that dovish. Also because, you know, only the previous policy you changed from calibrated to neutral. So do you want to change that early? So there could be a debate on that, but still the majority is winning out that it is likely to be changed to accommodative. But the big point will be if they keep it accommodative and 25 basis, if they cry a lot over growth, I mean, grumble so much that there's so much slowdown, then the chances are that there will be more cuts. So the tone on growth, the last number we have is 7.2 for Q1 and rising up to 7.5% for Q3 of the current year. If it is significantly lowered and there are lots of adjectives put in, then the market will be very happy because that would mean that there are more chances of cuts. But beyond all this, all eyes are going to be on liquidity. Are they going to actually say that they will move from the current neutral liquidity, that is sometimes RBI is taking money from the market and sometimes it is giving money to the banks in the repo window? Will they bat for neutral? Usually it is the banks who are borrowing from RBI. If they move to a situation that there are more days when RBI is borrowing, taking money from the banks, if any such statement indication comes, the market will be rapturous. I don't know whether they would actually make that statement. So you'll very closely watch on how many more dollar swaps, how many more OMOs, because that's what will lead to that stance. But the biggest surprise, and I think that's what you're waiting for, will there be a 50 basis cut? You know, it's not the market's base case, or I mean, it would be 1% in the market which would expect a 50 basis point rate cut, for the simple reason that maybe the governor may not even be able to muster the votes. And then you've just got this monsoon, maybe dibbly-dobbly warning, which means food prices could anyway go up. And then there is the fisc and these competing offers. So given all that, to get 4 people to vote for 50 basis is a bit of a tall ask, is what the market is going with now. So if that comes, and if it is CRR, then that will be a shocker. But I am not expecting either of that. 50 basis or CRR looks outside for me.